bet today's video wasn't on your bingo card. This is my documentary filmmaking rig. I'm going to break it down for you, show you what we've got, why we've got, what's good, what's bad, and go from there. Now, the reason this probably wasn't on your bingo card is because I am known as a stills photographer. I shoot commercial campaigns, I shoot food, I work in this studio. I do TVCs, I do shoot motion, but it's all studio based. This is very much not that. So part of the reason I'm making this video is to make sure that I actually publish the documentary. If it's not out by Christmas, you can start trolling me. Let's dive into this. So, this is my camera for my main interviews and bits like that. We have other cameras for different jobs, so this is the main rig. When I was about to start doing this, I was like, oh, I need to buy this big Sony camera. I need to get one of these FX whatevers. And then I thought, no. What matters here is the story, which is why I'm shooting this here on a really low budget camera. This is being shot on a DJI pocket camera with a microphone, with auto colors done, with auto audio. The only thing you'll notice different is that I might put a bit of noise cancellation on because the air conditioning's running, and I might add some film grain because I like the look of it. But apart from that, this could do the documentary. If I didn't have this, I'd use my GFX. If I didn't have my GFX, I'd use my 5DSR, and if I didn't have my 5DSR, this would be what we'd be using. It's fine. It gets the job done. You don't need to buy much kit. Most of this I already owned. I nearly spent 10 grand on cameras, but I didn't. So, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. This is the heart of the camera. This is the main bit. It's in a tilter rig. I've used other rigs from small rig. I didn't like them. They felt cheap and nasty. These are good. They look cool. You can bolt all manner of stuff onto it. We're shooting to these SSD T5s. We're shooting 5:1, full 6K, 24 frames a second, because that's how we like it. We've got the tilter rails, and then we've got the focus motor here, which is on my Sigma 18 to 35 1.8 lens. This little dot here is because usually I'm making YouTube videos, and the problem is I've got this big monitor, or here I've got this tiny monitor. If I talk to the monitor, which is the brightest thing I can see, it looks like this. I need to talk to the lens. This reminds me of where to look, so that's really useful. I've got a matte box on the front of it. Now, I come from a stills background. We don't use filters. They're ridiculous. We have no concept of why you'd ever want to use a filter. This is actually purchased because I kept losing my lens cap. So now when I go home and I've done my YouTube videos, we close the lens cap. It's also good for like shading from flare and stuff, but predominantly it's a lens cap I can't lose. Really useful. So like I said, this is focused by the tilter nano motor thing. And again, I already own this. And the reason I have it is because when I'm doing a YouTube video, normally I can't quite reach the lens to focus on myself. So I use the wireless focus from here. It's a creature comfort. It's lovely to have. Good bit of kit. Up top, I have got, and I'm going to have to read this, a Viltrox DCX2 monitor. I needed a monitor with a cage and also with a hood. I need the cage for the wireless, so for DOPs working on this, I can see it elsewhere, but I didn't need this. This is one of the few things I bought. It was like £200. It was cheap. This is not the sort of monitor that you can use if you're a sharps person working on that sort of stuff on set, but for what I do and for what I'm doing, it's absolutely good enough. If we spin around this way, the reason I like these tilter cages is you've got all these like security bits for cables, so you don't wreck your cables, or more importantly, wreck your ports, because I don't know what the repairability is like of these Blackmagic cameras. But there we go. Audio-wise, Rode NTG1. I had to buy a new caddy thing for it because my one was the original one and all the rubber was degrading and it just wasn't looking that great. And then here we've got the DJI wireless mics for lav mics. I'm using a DJI mic now, but I've got the Rode actual microphone. So what I've discovered is Rode makes really good microphones. Rode makes absolutely atrocious wireless transmitters. I've had the Rode Wireless Go, Rode Wireless Go 2, the Rode Wireless Go Pros. They're all rubbish. And we use them heavily when we're doing education platform, the workshops, YouTube channel. They failed and let us down repeatedly. Moved to DJI, no issues. So that's good. I think that's similar price as well. And these come with a really nice charging case, which I liked. So that's the mainstay of the camera. It looks complicated. It's not. It's all powered by DTAP or V-mount, depending on what you call it. I think it depends on how old you are and where you're from. I've got loads of these newer ones. They sent me 10 of them. They're brilliant. Charge my phone at the same time. I've also got these massive bricks as well, which are good for when you're doing like long interviews, but a few of these get you through a day. A set of AKG headphones. These are what we use in the podcast. If you've seen our podcast, You'll notice we've got headphones on all the time, and everyone's like, why are these idiots wearing headphones? It's because we're monitoring the audio. So video camera goes down during a podcast, not a big issue. We've got backup angles. Audio goes down from the main microphones. That's pretty catastrophic. And yeah, we've always got like a wireless mic hidden next to the microphone as backup, but it's not as good. It's nowhere near as good in podcast format. And it's little things like a crackly cable. It looks fine here. You can't see the crackle on the, not histogram, the audio histogram, you know what I mean? Wavelengths. Likewise, if it's cutting in and out, or if there's like a rustle from my beard on the lav, without these, you don't hear it. So that's why we have headphones. You can get better ones, but we had these already. And this is key to this whole setup. This whole setup, all I've had to buy on all of this is the little mount here for 40 quid. I spent 250 quid on stuff I didn't have. If this was my GFX, I'd buy a cage, I'd buy the same mount, and this I'd probably be £400 in. For the 5DSR, I already own a cage. I'd buy, same, 250 quid and I'd be up and running. And if I didn't have any of those, I'd be shooting on this DJI Osmo Pocket because it's the story that matters. Now, this is all mounted on a tripod. This is on a 501 HDV fluid balance system head malarkey thing. We just lock it off, but this is great. I got it for like 30 quid off my mate. And then we've got a Manfrotto 058B tripod. I have many of these tripods. These are, in my opinion, the best tripod Manfrotto ever made. It's not a video tripod, it's not a stick, it's just a tripod. It goes massive up in the air. They're really robust and bomb-proof. They weigh a ton, which in my world is a good thing, because if it's heavy, it's reliable. And yeah, I've got loads of these around the studio. They're brilliant. I see them up on eBay now and again. They're 90 quid a pop. I just buy them when I see them. Very good bit of kit. But there we go. So I've already made some mistakes on this rig. I've mounted all this stuff here. This seemed like a great place to have the focus. And then I can't pick up the camera because the handles all, like this all needs moving. So we filmed some, we found some issues. We're going to rectify and improve this particular kit. Likewise, when we're doing the interviews, this comes off here. This comes out of here. If I can just clip it out, there we go. And this goes on an extension into a boom, and we boom it in instead. But if we're just grabbing like ambient audio, it just stays here, so that's quite useful. There's a few little bits that could be better, but if this is me showing you my stills rig, which is my Cambo with the Actar lens and the GFX body, I know that system. I know what I'm doing in that world. That is my profession. That is my job. I'm confident to say, I've set up my camera perfectly. It is the perfect setup. This, however, I'm a beginner again. And this is really exciting. I'm quite enjoying this whole, like, I don't know what I'm doing part of this. I find it fascinating. It's been so long since it's been anything but let's try and be the best at it. I'm just trying to get through the day here. I really enjoy it. And I mean, I don't know whether this will be a career change. Maybe. I've been known to do many career changes, but I'm really enjoying the documentary work, especially because, unlike my stills work, this is an irrelevant part of the process. The camera and the setup really doesn't matter. In stills, yeah, it matters way more, but for this, it's the story, it's the interview, it's getting it out of the subject, it's having the narrative and the edit. That seems, from my very, and I'm aware I'm in the Dunning-Kruger dip of despair right now. Like we're going through the part where I think I know stuff when I absolutely know that I don't know stuff. So I'm aware this might sound ridiculous to a seasoned pro, but I'm obsessed with it. It is like I'm just reading books, which I'd never do. I'm watching videos about narrative and interview techniques and working with people. It's fascinating. There's not much more for me to learn in my stills photography world for what I do. It's physics, and I kind of know it all. I'm not getting any better. I haven't got any better for a few years, but this is great. I'm seeing massive improvements day to day, which is really enjoyable. So maybe it's a career change. We'll see. You know, I'm never against trying something new, but for now, it's a hobby. I love it. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to see my lighting setup for these, obviously, we're not rocking up with these Aperture 1200Ds for these sorts of things. Let me know as well. I can do a lighting video. But mostly, let me know in the comments what I've done wrong so I can get better. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.